Mike Epps says before he dies, he wants to learn how to treat a woman 100% right. I never treated a woman right. This is one of my dreams. It sound crazy, but it's not like a horrible goal. What's the harm? I never treated a woman right. This is one of my dreams. Like he could just mean it. He's married though. So what? How is that crazy? I don't think this is a crazy thing to say. Like he might mean it in the context that like I have done so much wrong. Like I feel like I never got the relationship shit right. And I feel the same way. Even though I feel like I would never have to come out to say something like this, I think he probably just mean like I want to do this all right. I don't feel like I've ever done this the right way. Maybe that's what he means. Like when I hear him say something like, or when I read this just based off just what it is, it's just like, okay, for 50 plus years though. Some people really don't get it right. Some people really go through their whole life doing things halfway. I'm almost there. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, but I just can't, like, or I just haven't done it yet. And there's really no way to make it seem like, oh yeah, I've treated somebody 100% right. You're always going to fuck up in some capacity. The women in here that think that they do things right with the relationship that they got with men, y'all be fucking up. The dudes in here that think that they treat every woman universally, it's like in every aspect the way it should be all the time. I feel like you fucking up too. Like, I don't feel like that's a horrible goal, bro. 100% right. You got to realize how much effort that is. I don't feel like that's a bad thing. How is it a dream when it's something that you can just do? That's not, you're taking what he's saying like completely out of context. I feel like dream as in this is something that I aspire to. This is something that I'm working toward. Like you work towards your dreams every day. You can do that. Like, yeah, obviously. If you try to please everyone, you will end up pleasing no one. Yeah, but I feel like having that mentality for your partner isn't a bad thing. Like if I'm with somebody, I don't feel like there's nothing there. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with like, okay, yeah, like I feel like, yeah, I could try to do as best as I possibly can. Maybe like my other relationships, I just haven't been doing it the way that I feel like I could have done it for me to consider it treating a woman 100% right. Is there like a video? Because like I feel like there's more context to this. Technically, that 100% doesn't mean he's been wrong like 75% of the time. He technically just means as best as possible. Yeah, I feel like you probably could just be doing more. There's so much shit. Like I said before, y'all asked me too, like, oh, why don't you get into a relationship? Blah 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 blah. Because I know I can't give 100%. I can't put forth all my effort. I'm just not in that space or that place right now. Now he said cheating. Well, what do you mean by that? Can I see the video? Still, it takes age 50 plus to realize this, bro. I feel like I feel like life is just too rigid for most of y'all, and y'all think everybody supposed to come into the knowledge of all pieces of information at the exact same time. Like people don't have specific issues that they deal with and face, and they get through and break through on their own time. Like life is not this linear thing that we all follow and have the exact same struggles with at the exact same times at every point. This nigga probably, you got a nigga that lost his parents before he even, you know what I'm saying, was conscious. And you got another nigga that lost his parents at 40. They're going to have different perspectives on what, you know what I'm saying, parenting is when they both have their own children. They're going to have different perspectives on, you know, the value of a mother and a father. Like all these things are going to mean different things to different people. Same things with relationships. Like everything going to hit people at different times. Like nothing is ever learned at the same time or universally. That's why I don't even like this whole idea of like, unless it's dating. Like I just, the whole 18, 40-year-old thing, y'all should never be in the same, you know what I'm saying, type of situation. Like the Drea shit that we just saw, that's just something, I don't care how old you are, you just not getting in. We can't entertain that. That's just weird. That's weirdo shit. Wait, is this the video?
Beautiful, man. I had a son
Let me see.
the day my mother died. My mother died 2020.
Bro, look at do you hear this? Like, what? Are you serious? Imagine me having my kid the day my mom, or whatever he said. Like, come on, dude. Like, stop.
My kids are beautiful, man. I had a son the day my mother died. My mother died 2020, COVID. My son was born the same time, bro. And I never had a son. He looked just like my mama, man. I swear, that's how I know God's real.
And death comes life. Yeah,
Gave me a son. My mama
dope.
gave me a son walking out the door, man.
That's beautiful.
I used to cry all the time and ask God, what did I do wrong that I can't have a son? But I know what it was. I done lied to all these women and got them pregnant and sold them dreams and shit like
I
that.
got 5 girls.
You got 5 girls
To
too.
let you know how much lying
You've
I've
been
been
lying
doing.
too.
I've been doing too much
That's one
lying.
thing that I'm gonna get right before I leave this earth. I'm gonna learn how to treat a woman 100%
That's
right.
dope. That's dope.
Cause that's something that I want to do for my mother, for my children, for my daughters. I never treated a woman right 100%.
100% right is impossible. That's not true. Like, he's explaining this to the audience right now as if he hasn't put in the effort to. And if you're giving 100% effort to the goal, you're succeeding in your mission. You're succeeding in what it is that you plan to do. That's just the fact of the matter. As long people get it fucked up and they think that results are what keep people around. It's not results, it's seeing you try. A lot of niggas think that they can't take care of the girl that they with, and they think that they need to be millionaires or rappers or entertainers to maintain a relationship. If you have $200 in your bank account right now, and you got a girlfriend, and all the bills are paid, and you like, you know what? We need some groceries. Shit, let's fuck up the Kroger's, let's fuck up the Walmart, let's go get some food, blah 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 blah. I'm about to make something, or you about to make something. She make everything, she make the food and shit like that, and then y'all stuck with, you know, a small meal, because groceries cost a lot of fucking money now. They cost a lot. And y'all stuck with a small meal, something that she was able to spruce up and cook up. It's not about the quantity of things that you're able to do. It's just about what you can make work with what you got. As long as people see that you're willing to give what you have, they're going to work with you. Nobody's asking for more than what you have a lot of the time. But some people take that and they're like, oh, if I don't got it, then I'm going to just assume that this person don't want it. If I don't have everything that I'm supposed to have, I'm going to just not try. I'm going to just not put forth any effort. I'm going to just not put forth, I'm going to not put my best foot forward. That's all he's saying here. That's all he's saying is that I'm going to try. I'm going to do my very best to make a reality where I make a space comfortable for a woman, and I feel like I'm doing all I can to treat her right. Even if I go wrong in certain instances, I'm going to try. That's really it. I'm going to try. Niggas are just, I'm not just saying it for niggas either. Like, a lot of people in general just like, oh, if I can't do it, then I'm not going to try, bro. I feel this. I feel this.
And now that I'm getting older, I'm realizing, man, you gotta treat a woman right, Mike. You gotta you can't cheat on her. You gotta be her friend. You gotta not be selfish. This is what I want to do. This is one.
Didn't you say before to not do that, to have your shit together first? Yes, but you still have to know how to work with what you have. That don't just apply to women. Like, it's a lot of people that won't try shit just because they feel like the result isn't going to be optimal based on their conditions. Like, some people just won't try because they just assume failure before they start. Or some people don't try because they don't value themselves enough to a point where they feel like putting effort into another person is worth it. A lot of the time you can look at it like that too. I'm not going to put effort into you because I wouldn't put effort into me. Lots of people don't care about themselves. Why the fuck would they care about you? I'm not saying you start a relationship in conditions that aren't the best, but if you have a girl that's willing to entertain what it is that you have, I don't think that is indicative of some horrible person. I'm not saying you don't deserve love because you don't have money, or you don't deserve love because you're not in the best of conditions. That's where some of the best relationships, or that's where some relationships or some people find where they love the hardest. Everything works different for different people, is what I'm saying. I wouldn't recommend you having a relationship if you don't have the funds and the means, but that's not me saying that you shouldn't start one. That's not me saying that you shouldn't try to be with people or try to have meaningful relationships with people or try to treat people well with what you have. Do the best you can with what you have, bro, all the time. That's all you have to do is try. If people see you trying, bro, you are going to get so much further. You're going to get anything.
One of my dreams, man.
That's dope. That's something we have to learn as men. That's something we really have to learn as men.
I had issues with my mother. So now I want to make a woman. I don't want my kid's mother to, you know what I mean, to have my mother's stuff. So that's one of my things I want to do, man.
Having a son is fucking hell. Don't say that. Because in general, having children and having children unprepared is where you deal with hell. Children in general, I feel like, are some of the easiest people to nurture when you have conditions that are prepared for them. But if you don't, then any kid that you raise is going to be fucked up. That's just the fact of the matter. You don't prepare yourself for children. You don't prepare yourself for conditions that aren't just meant for you as an adult. You're going to keep fucking up newer generations of people. When did kids are easy come out of my mouth? When did kids are easy come out of my mouth? I said when conditions are made well for children. Conditions are good for children. They're prepared. It's not a difficult process to a point where you'd have to say something like kids or sons in particular, raising a son or having a son is fucking hell. Only reason raising a kid is hell for most people is because they aren't prepared for children. That's a you problem, not your son problem or your daughter problem.
I hate people who push the idea that getting all daughters is a punishment from God.
There are people that push that sometimes, but there also is this new narrative that having a son specifically, like, oh my God, it's just the boy's DNA. That's just it's gonna rub you the wrong way. Like, no, bro, you are the mother. This is the father. Let's be prepared for a kid, and then you don't have to worry about this whole, oh my God, what? Why would I have a son? Like, what? What do you mean? You're the parents of the problem, bro, not the children. All I'm saying is having a son is just as difficult as having a daughter. That's not what you said. What you said was having a son is fucking hell. And as someone who knows other young men that especially have had learning challenges as they were growing up and watching how they've been treated by society because they were young boys and they were treated as extra and flamboyant and just too energetic and too rowdy, it's annoying when I hear certain shit like that because it triggers me because young men, especially that have disabilities. We just saw the Lou Ratchet video where he talks about, oh, okay, I got autism. Or young men that have learning challenges. I won't even use it as a disability, but they have learning challenges. They're thrown to the side and treated as weirdos in society. Not saying young women aren't too, but young men are usually looked at as if they're like these aggressive, they're rowdy, he's just too energetic, just go sit down, let's ignore you, blah, 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 blah. It's a lot. And I'm saying if you, at the very least, try, and again, it all goes back to effort. It all goes back to effort. I'm just tired of people making it seem like children are the problem when it's the adults that are raising them. And so when I see him saying something like this, I want to treat a woman right, or like it's basically him just saying I need to try. I'm gonna try harder, and that's just what it is. I can respect an attempt to try, bro. What he's saying is stupid because why'd it take so long to learn that when you had a son? Again, you cannot begrudge people for learning at their own pace when people come into information at different times. There's certain shit that I have sympathy about things like that because I have parents, bro. I still deal with some people that learn shit later. You're talking about because he's old as shit. Like y'all are not empathetic at all. And it's crazy. It's crazy. You can judge as much as you want. I'm just saying, like, it's a lot of niggas that think that they got shit figured out and you don't. A lot of y'all have not had to learn shit on your own. Come up with solutions to shit by yourself. A lot of y'all are reading from blueprints and rule books that have been created and gifted to you from other people's experiences without having those experiences on your own. I don't begrudge people for coming to the knowledge of things later if they had to learn on their own. I just don't. Especially like I said, if like my mom specifically is another person who's an example. Like, bro, this is somebody who had no family support for majority of her life, coming into the knowledge of raising 2 children by herself, working
At least
multiple
he came to
jobs.
this conversation.
That's what I'm saying.
Many people never do in their lifetime.
That's what I'm saying. Working multiple jobs. What time do you have to do anything else or focus on anything else except the matter at hand? What's right in front of you? You don't know what people have gone through, bro. Like I said, unless it's dealing with children or putting your hands on a woman or abusing, minors or helpless people, defenseless people and shit like that, like I'm going to look at your situation with like some level of how did you get to this point? But to be like, oh, you don't know at this age, that's a little too unempathetic for me. Everybody different. Everybody learn at their own pace, bro. That's the last thing I want to do by the time I leave this earth is think that I got it all figured out because I'm old. I don't. The more you know, and the people that know things will notice, the more you find out, the more you realize, the less you know. The more you know, the less you know. I come into new information, I look back and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know shit. I just enter a room where I'm allowing myself to realize I don't know shit every day. I don't begrudge every parent. Like I said, me and my dad specifically, like we have had many fucking issues, but y'all are never gonna catch me on this shit. And we don't even talk. We haven't talked in 10 years. But you're not gonna catch me on this shit disrespecting my own father for clout or to try to make it seem like, oh yeah, he's just this horrible fucking person. There's a lot that man has to learn. And I hope before he leaves this planet, he gets that information. If he does, and when he does, amazing for him. Maybe we could be friends as I grow older. I don't know. But I can't treat people like they're unfixable. That you don't have like that. I don't know about that, bro. There's just certain shit I don't know. I don't know, bro. I feel like we're too useful to one another as people, as human beings, for me to have that perspective, bro. That's why I don't hate T.I.'s son, because we don't know the full story. 100% T.I. is another situation. A T.I. son anyway. It's another situation. I think also if you're self-aware enough to know you have problems you have to deal with before getting into a relationship or having a kid, take that risk to help yourself before you project those issues onto them. 100% as well. 100% as well. 100% as well. We need resources, which requires a certain level of healthcare and assistance for you to be able to get those things. We need jobs that aren't necessarily taking your entire life away and preventing you from seeing your family and the people that you do have conflict with, so you have less conflict resolution skills. There's a lot of shit that you need, especially young black people, but shit is the way it is. So I'm like, I'm sympathetic to all of these situations, bro. Like, I look at these shits and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not even mad at you. I had some real shit happen to me from people that was really supposed to defend me and protect me when I was younger. I don't have no ill will toward none of them. I don't think you're supposed to carry that. It's just not supposed to be like that, bro. You gotta give people room to grow. That's just how I feel. And growth happens at any age. Any age. So, I get it. I feel where you're coming from. Salute. It sound crazy. It does. It sound crazy, but it's better than not knowing or not trying. You feel me?